The third round of exams meant to track the progress of Duval County students started today, but there's a major difference this time. All students who take the test have to do so in person despite the pandemic. News4JAX reporter Joe McLean joining us live from Southside Middle School tonight. And Joe, the district offered virtual testing options before. Why not for this one?
It's because the district said it wants to use these PMAs as a trial run for the upcoming Florida Standards Assessments, or FSAs, which start in April. And the state is not budging. They said those tests are going to happen in person only. In spring of 2020, Florida canceled its student assessments due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now the state needs new data, and the Florida Department of Education is demanding the Florida Standards Assessments, or FSAs, happen in person only. And that's concerning to parents like Rawlene Sullivan, who's kept her 4 children in virtual learning since last spring.
So it seems like to drastically change their atmosphere, I would feel like that would affect their testing. And if they're really worried about how their testing is going to be affected.
And the state's in-person requirement is also concerning to Duval County Public Schools Superintendent Diana Green, as she explained to the school board last week.
We have to assess 95% of our students. We have to now figure out, are we even going to be close to 95%? Because if we're not going to be close to 95%, then that brings in a host of issues.
95% is a big challenge because only about 78% of Duval students are attending brick and mortar classes. The rest are learning online. I asked Corey Wright, the district's assistant superintendent of accountability and assessment, what happens if you don't make that 95%?
A school would not be assigned a school grade, and the district would not be assigned a district grade. And that prevents opportunities for our lowest performing schools to move out of that lowest performing category because they won't have an opportunity to earn a grade.
Meanwhile, the Education Department maintains that in-person exams are being administered safely. Even still, the department issued an emergency order to widen the testing window by 2 weeks to allow more time. But those measures do little to ease the concerns of parents like Sullivan.
I am putting, pretty much the safety of my children and my family in their hands. And I'm hoping that, like I said, some of my concerns are addressed.
So again, those district-level progress monitoring assessments, those started today in person only. They're going to be happening for 2 weeks. The district leaders say some of their objectives, they want to find out what logistical issues might arise during these tests. Also, any lingering concerns from parents as far as COVID-19 safety protocols, and most of all, how much participation they're going to get. Now, with that info, the district says they'll be able to course correct, make any changes they need to, and hopefully when the FSAs come around in April, they'll be able to get that 95% required participation. Reporting live, I'm Joe McLean, Channel 4, the local station.
Joe, those FSAs you're talking about, they're state-required tests. Is there a way students can opt out?
They can, yes, but that comes with some consequences, really. Those FSAs do determine whether or not 3rd graders and 10th graders are able to move on to the next grade. They also affect certain programs for advanced placement courses for students. So we have more information about that on our website, news4jax.com. Back to you.
All right, thank you. News4JAX reporter Joe McLean reporting from Southside Middle School tonight.